All right, well, as you can see from those visuals, scores of supporters of church leaders, the church leaders were outside court again. Let's get more on the action and talk to our reporter who's stationed just outside, right there by the supporters. Sipho Stuurman is there. Very good afternoon to you, Sipho Stuurman. I mean, I'm hearing that it's actually more crowds. Usually the crowds sort of dwindle as time progresses, but it seems that we're dealing with more crowds outside the Pretoria Magistrates Court coming out to support their church leader.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Quite correct. The crowds keep increasing with each and every court appearance, and it's quite amazing to see their commitment and dedication for supporting that is Pastor Shepherd Bushiri and his wife. It's been scorching hot conditions here in Pretoria, but the supporters have been here since early in the morning and they don't seem to be tiring down. Maybe now let's speak to some of the young supporters that have gathered here to also just lend their voice to all this activity outside here. You said something interesting to me earlier when we spoke. You said, guilty or not, you support him.
Yes, I do support him.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
For the fact that he's guilty or not, that doesn't disqualify him to be a prophet. And for the fact that he'll be charged guilty, it doesn't mean Prophet Shepherd Bushiri is a church. Yes. We worship the church, not Prophet Shepherd Bushiri. So the ECG family will remain, and whether he's guilty or not, it doesn't change anything.
But it seems to me you're saying that you are prepared to be led by a person that if it happens that they found guilty, a person that is found guilty, you say whether he's found guilty, he's still your leader, he's still your father.
He's still my father, he's still my spiritual mother, my spiritual father, and I will still continue on seeing them as prophets. Do you understand? It won't change anything because for me, what I know is Prophet Sipho Stuurman and Prophet Mary Bushiri, they are my spiritual parents.
How can you still believe that they are prophets when they did not see their own arrest coming and being able to do anything about it?
No, let me tell you something. No one told me about Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and Prophet Mary. God told me about them. So that revelation, it has kept me to be where I am today. So for the fact that maybe they'll say they're guilty and it doesn't change anything.
All right. I see you've got your friends here that also want to add something to this. You're also saying that you are committed and you believe in the spiritual leader. Talk to us about why is that?
Because I love them, and love is pure. Doesn't mean that if somebody's guilty or if your mother doesn't discard you if you're guilty of something. So I love them purely. They're my spiritual father. And to everyone who keeps on talking about our prophet badly, all I want to say to you is 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11. Mind your own business.
Don't the charges concern you at all, though? We're talking about up to 100 million of possible fraud and money laundering. Doesn't this concern you?
The fact that I'm here, it means it concerns me.
All right. Well, you also want to add something, young lady. I see you nodding your head. Are you in agreement with what they're saying?
Pardon?
I see you're nodding your head to what they're saying, that guilty or not, you continue to support.
Yes, it doesn't remove him that he's a prophet, even if right now it's still alleged. And it's like you're a journalist, even if it's alleged that you did something, you're still a journalist. It doesn't remove the fact that you're still a journalist. Oh, yes. And he's still a prophet. Whether guilty or not, he's still a prophet. We're still following the God through him.
And the charges don't concern you at all?
No, we're following God through him. Exactly.
Right. All right. Well, Flo, those are the views from the supporters. Quite interestingly saying that whether he is declared guilty by the court, they will still continue to follow him because they believe in the man personally. Quite interesting, and the dedication that some of these young people have, and following the Bushiris and calling them their spiritual father. It's quite mind-boggling to some, but certainly the supporters have come in their numbers, and they're going to remain here until we get an outcome as to what happens inside the court. We now know that the matter is before the magistrates currently, and we should expect that we will have an outcome on whether the Bushiris will be granted bail or not.
Well, I must say, I learn something new every day, Sipho. I didn't know there's scripture that says mind your own business. Very interesting indeed. The last time that we spoke, you said that you were not able really to see the Bushiris. There were some issues, of course, about the SABC being allowed inside the courtroom. But I do imagine since then you have had an opportunity to not only see the Bushiris, but the couple that is also accused with them. What can you tell us? I understand they are not to be seen on any video footage or anything like that, but maybe just talk to us, talk to the demeanor perhaps of the two couples and really going into court today and what we're expecting to hear. We obviously know what the supporters of Bushiri are expecting to hear, but if we look at what's been happening throughout the last couple of days, what is the real expectation, if I can put it that way?
Well, let's just address the issue of the co-accused that are in court. What happened is that the Bushiris are co-accused. It's a couple. There's 3 of them in total, and now 2 of them are a couple. They've made an application to the court that they do not want to be shown in public through media broadcasting live. So they argue that they are not public personas, they are not public figures, they are not the ECG church leaders, so they are entitled to their privacy. And then the court then did rule in their favor that the media access is only limited to the Bushiris. So when the Bushiris take the stand, that's when we will be able to broadcast live. But when his co-accused, these 2 couples take the stand, then we will not be allowed to broadcast because they argued successfully in court that they're private individuals and they're entitled to their privacy, and the Pretoria Magistrates Court agreed to that. Look, with regards to what are the real expectations, this matter has been delayed, of course, by a lot of the side shows. The side shows being the issue of media access, the other co-accused also asking for their privacy. So they've led to a major delays for this bail application. I mean, it's taken almost a week, over a week to have this matter settled. So it is rather long, but I think the people to blame for that are the accused themselves, because there have been a number of co-applications that they've been putting before the court, leading to the delays. We're expecting this matter today to be concluded, but looking at the time, currently it's 3 o'clock and they are just before court now, we can say perhaps another postponement is likely to come out of this, and that will infuriate these supporters, because they believe that, well, there's something at play here. Why are there so many delays? But then, of course, as I've just explained, the delays have been caused by some of these co-applications trying to deny media access.
All right, Sipho Stuurman, many thanks to you, our reporter there outside the Pretoria Magistrates Court, where Shepherd Bushiri and his wife and 2 others are appearing, of course, and that's been ongoing since last week when we had the bail hearing, and certainly they were not released on bail for the weekend. So we'll see today what is decided then by the magistrate.